Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy, or should I say, it's a me, Super Bro. Yeah. All right, that's a work in progress, especially since I have just rebranded. So yeah, that's right, folks. I am DJAlex14, no longer. And I actually wanted to discuss that a bit before I get into what this rebrand really means. I want to talk about what led up to this moment to start. So sit tight, guys, because this will be quite the story. And a lot of it has to do with why I have not been actively posting on YouTube for, I want to say I don't know, 3 years? It's been too long. I'm just so glad to be back, guys. DJAlex14 was a username slash player tag I've had since entering the realm of social media. And that was something I carried with me for more than a decade because I couldn't think of anything better or even exotic. At the time, I was 15, 16 years old. I was young, I was naive, and I was unsure of what to do with myself. For the longest time, be it playing video games with friends online, competing in Super Smash Bros. Tournaments, posting to Twitter, posting to Instagram, and various other social platforms. And of course, taking a chance by trying to express myself through YouTube. Here we are, as well as attempting to stream on Twitch. Again, and here we are, sort of. Back in the day, I did something with my friends in high school, which was creating a collaborative YouTube channel starring the three of us. And I originally went under the name DJ Mario 14, which then became DJ Mario 1416. And yeah, I say that now, and I still find it to be a bit lame and uncreative. We tried to hide our true identities, especially my two other friends who really did want to keep their identity secret because we didn't want any of our peers or our teachers finding out what we were doing. Like, we didn't want anybody from our school finding out about our YouTube channel. I eventually made the decision to create my own YouTube channel, and I eventually reverted back to the DJAlex14 name. However, I was still very full of myself. I was naive, I was selfish, and I just couldn't find any other way to be authentic. I didn't know what others wanted me to be. I only knew how to be me. Just Alex. Everyone around me knows how to establish their own identities, be it YouTubers, streamers, pro gamers, cosplayers, DJs themselves. And I wanted to get on that level so bad. I wanted to get it up to their level. Like, I really thought I could go really far just being DJAlex14. But it just wasn't working. No matter how hard I tried, I failed to realize that what I was going by was what was holding me back. All this year, I've been feeling very conflicted about whether or not I should continue. And that's when I had this realization that DJAlex14 just doesn't cut it. And on top of that, as DJAlex14, I did and said things that I regret. And I had to live with this regret for a long time. And a lot of that regret comes from how my friendships from high school fell apart. Like, I tried and tried to maintain that friendship even when I was in college, but it didn't work out. And that is a harsh reality that I've had to face for many years, is that sometimes things just don't work out in the way you hoped it would. I really did think that we were going to be inseparable, despite all the challenges we faced as we neared adulthood. But alas, people change, people grow, they go on with their lives, and sometimes it's for the best. I can't just beg for people to stay in my life, and those who are meant to be in it will weed themselves out. As for my YouTube career, I said things like, not posting a real video on my channel for a while was not a big deal, and that I was okay with being irrelevant, which, I mean, yeah, this isn't my job anyways, at least not yet. For the longest time, I was at crossroads. I had projects that were halfway produced, cosplay plans that were put on hold, dozens of ideas that I wrote but never exercised. I had scripts that I never finished, just a lot of unfinished work. Also the vlog videos that never even got started, but I still have all of the footage on my hard drive. Side note, that's not all my fault, as the editing software that I'm using has changed in the most stupid way. For some reason, it's not accepting most of my video files, at least the video files from last year. I'm not sure if it's because of my new phone or if those videos have to be converted into something else, because just for some reason that type of format just is no longer supported in this current version. So that sucks. Then came the feeling of me feeling constantly conflicted. Like, if I hate being a person on the internet or if I enjoy it. I don't know. I've never been the kind of person who was like constantly checking notifications, especially if it's like more than 10 or 20. I never liked studying analytics, never liked looking at how many comments and likes I get. All that stuff. You know, typical content creator stuff. Well, all that has pretty much traumatized me. To call it burnout would be me just complaining and yapping about it. I began to wonder if my time is better spent elsewhere. I wondered if I made for a good content creator, quote unquote. I know those of you who know me really don't care about those metrics, but I do. As a creator, it would be nice to put up content at a good rate and feel consistently good about it. Last year, I put this deadline on myself to decide what to do at the end of the year. To either quit and maybe go back home, or keep at it in video production and stay over here. Like, I wanted to get to a point where I just wanted to barrel ahead without thinking about it. But alas, the overthinker that I already am derailed that whole spiel. I really hated the old me. I was starting to get tired of DJAlex14. I especially got tired of the whole Alex, Al for short thing. Overall, I was gone for so long because I was constantly unsure if going forward as DJAlex14 was worth it anymore. And that's where the last month came in. It took me 2 weeks of brainstorming and self-reflection that I decided I needed to go by something that was more me. Something that would define me for years to come. I asked my Instagram followers for help as well as friends of mine. All the suggestions that were given to me, well, SuperBro was really the only one that stood out. And hey, shoutouts to my man Japanda Photo. First he suggested SuperAlex64, or even It's a Me, DJ Alex, and I originally passed on it. But then I'm looking at all the other suggestions that people sent to me. I'm just like, wait, what if I made a few tweaks to the Super Alex brothers name? And it didn't take me too long to rearrange it into SuperBroAlex. Again, being the overthinker that I am, it took me a few days for me to really confirm it and that I would be okay with this new name to rebrand into. And then on July 26th, 2024, I officially decided that it was time to say goodbye to DJAlex14 at long last. Farewell, DJAlex14. You did your time. So, it's time to say hello to SuperBro. And that's how I rebranded. Well, the end. But not really the end. This is such a big change for me, guys. And this was the answer all along. And I can't believe it took me more than a decade to do this. Well, I'm hoping that this helps me leave behind all of my past regrets. It's time for a new beginning, you know? Now, my Instagram pages are still going to remain the same, and I don't think I'll be posting to Twitter any longer. I'm probably going to move my updates over to Threads. And now for the big cheese. This very YouTube channel. I've had this channel for more than a decade, and it was in dire need of being reconstructed. So, As SuperBro, I want to change my gameplay content entirely, but yet I still want to do a redux of that Mario video that I did for the 35th anniversary. And hey, we got the 40th anniversary coming next year, so that's more of a reason for me to do it. That will come with time. I do have a new gameplay series that I've been thinking of doing. It's going to be my way of actually playing games that are in my backlog. I know I already started a series that was similar to that, and I was originally calling it, I Finally Play. But that seemed a little questionable, and I wanted to have a more, engaging way to get through all my games that I still have yet to play in my backlog. On the subject of Twitch streaming, Twitch has been really weird lately, and I have not been liking the changes they've been making to the platform. However, it's been so long since I even considered practicing streaming, and I'm way out of the loop. I don't know a damn thing about layouts, graphics, emotes. I don't even know if I need a stream deck to do any of this. There's just so many things that I don't know about, and I wouldn't mind learning a bit from you guys, or, maybe shoot me some pointers. I know I can do it. It's just a matter of how I'm going to do it. Like, I got the ability to play video games and provide commentary. It's just the technical stuff that I'm going to need help with. So, there's that. I don't know exactly who to reach out to, so, yeah. Next, I would like to discuss my vlog videos. I've been feeling conflicted about that, too. Because around the time I was posting vlogs of conventions that I attended, I didn't know that the many influencers were doing something similar, but in a disingenuous way. In 2022 to 2023, there were influencers treating Comic-Cons, anime cons, events of that kind as ways to gain more clout on their platforms, mainly TikTok. Now, I've been told by some to get on TikTok, as it's pretty much all the rage and considered the best way to grow your audience in the present day. First off, I strongly dislike TikTok as a platform. I never liked it to begin with. It's basically fine, but you can get away with just not even trying. At least the content creators of Vine put in the effort in their short form stuff. Like, hey, Vine was a banger. You know it was. That brings me to my second point. I did not spend 4 years as a film student to make short form content. That would have made all my efforts and all of my blood, sweat, and tears in those last 4 years have gone to waste. My third point. The type of stuff that you have to do in order to go viral on TikTok just makes me want to rage profusely. Going back to the influencers that are attending conventions, it has been addressed by the community that these people are going to conventions knowing next to nothing about anime, gaming, or other, nerdy things, for lack of better terms. Not only have I experienced this firsthand, but so many people in the community were talking about the issue, and I'm just like, oh, hell no. In no way am I going to associate with any of those influencers. I'm going into these things as someone who loves video games, is starting to like anime, and is becoming a better cosplayer. Now that's reason number 1. Reason number 2 being the way I was treated. You guys gotta understand, the vlog videos that I've made the past few years, they were made out of love for this sort of thing, and it's made even better by the fact that I'm good friends with the majority of cosplayers in the scene. And that wasn't easy either. You guys don't understand how difficult it was for someone who is obviously shy and socially awkward. And I can be quiet for the most part to get anywhere in this scene. It took me months, almost a year, to get people to come out and talk to me, to share their experiences with me, to share their lives, because you can't just go into these sort of things and expect everyone to immediately like you, because you are who you put yourself out there to be. It takes work. It takes decency. It takes respecting of boundaries and respecting one another in general. There are dozens of people in this community that I've worked with, people I even consider my second family, people who have come to me and wanted to learn about who I am, what I like, in a society that would probably care less at this point. But then came the people who made my own friends upstaged. Like, they took advantage of my kindness, and it actually affected my friendships. And I've had quite the experience with these people. And they kind of screwed me over to the point where I just didn't want to be all that present. I had to change things up a bit and focus only on myself. I know I vented out to my friends at the time that I wanted to spend whatever time I had left to make everyone happy, that I wanted to bear the burden. It took a couple of months of hitting the lowest point of my life for me to realize, also from a good friend of mine knocking some sense into me, that I should stop focusing on what people think of me and focus on myself. That's another reason why around the December of that time came around, I took that whole month to just reflect on everything. I spent Christmas alone, and yeah, I've already explained all that before. I mean, I guess I'll do like a little card to a video where I actually discuss that. And I'm sure I've already explained that whole thing. I've already gone on to all that, so I won't go over it again. Plain and simple, I needed to rebrand, and that was the sleeping answer. And rebranding means a new beginning and putting the past behind me. While I do appreciate the good times as DJAlex14, it's time to retire that name for good and establish a new identity. So I really hope you guys are ready for a new me, a new beginning, and I hope I'm ready to face the challenges of being a content creator again. I've faced those challenges before, and I know I can do it. It's just how I'm going to handle it now is what's important. I also want to give a huge thanks to all my friends, all my best friends, and even my family for helping support me on this journey. I mean, being a content creator isn't easy. Like, putting yourself out there, it's really, really tough. And on top of that, I have to juggle working a part-time job and, trying to, I guess, be a positive figure in the community. And even the things I do with my friends, like just simply hanging out. I want to make more time to do that as well. And I did just that. Like, I spent all of 2024 just focusing only on, the friendships that really mattered to me. I went on a little vacation with two of my best friends. I went to a couple of raves with another best friend. And when my birthday came, I was so grateful and excited and happy that so many of people that I consider tier 1 friends all came to my party. And it was such a heartwarming moment, especially before I blew out my candles. I did a little speech, and I really left a big part of me in that very room that day. And it was kind of weird too, because it was then where I had this moment of, you ever have everything you could have ever wanted in life, and when you finally have it, you're like, now what? But I guess what I should really be saying is what's next. And that's all I'm going to really focus on from this point as SuperBro, is like, hey, what's next? Or hey, what kind of exciting thing am I going to plan next? Like, I'm very much looking forward to this, guys. Like, I'm so back. I'm ready to come back. And with that, we begin a brand new era. SuperBroAlex, ready to go. I hope you guys are ready. And with that concludes this very video. So yeah, once again, here's to my new beginning. I'm closing the book on DJAlex14, and I'm beginning a new one. So, here we go, guys. Let's do this.